Well, we left the van pressurised last night and we come back and it's not flooded. So I think the test yesterday was a good result really. Bit stressful like, because it's just, you get a bit of a leak first time, a couple of little bad bit ones, but I said bad bit ones, one big one, and then do it again and you get another leak somewhere else and then you do it again and you're thinking shit, you know what I mean, ripping all this out. And I think I've definitely learnt a lesson on this one, plumbing in first before we piss about with stuff, so, and then test all that as best you can anyway. So I think today we're gonna start fasting down the pipe work now and all the ducting, and I'm going to start ducting out as well. I need to order a T-piece for that for it to come through, because I'm going to come through the show with that one, and then we'll fast all that down, get all that screwed back in place, and that then is the bulk of the actual stuff, like components and shit like that. And I think the rest of it then is just titting about. So I've got like back doors for it do, so I'll sort back doors out, we'll get them carpeted and get them panels done. Need some plastic bits as well for the little corner bits on it, but I'll have a look at that. Sort my step out, probably trim this here now, probably do it in carpet this and get an edge line on that. Then this section here, I'll probably just put a filling in that one somewhere and just tidy all that up. And then travel down to camper van upholsteries, caravan upholsteries or something, get that upholstered. So we'll get some seats, see what they've got to charge for that first, otherwise it might be a cushion. And then a few titty bits really if it gets sorted. Right, so we've had a bit of a tidy up as well, clean some shit out because it was just getting horrendous. So what I've done, I've put all the ducting in now. I believe the top one's the hottest one, so I've got one going to the front bit which will warm up this area here, and then that's the one which feeds down the back. And I've just used these Truma inlets here, quite good these, because you close them off, spin them round as well, so you can, you know, directional control, so not bad then. I've got one more for fit, well, two more for fit. This pipe's been trimmed off now, so I've just tidied these up a bit better. And this one's going to have a T-piece on, so it's going to have an outlet pointed out on this panel here when I put this panel in, and then the next piece is going to go through there, back of this unit here, and it's going to go through the shower. Now I've just drilled that all there now. That's probably the only place I can get it, to be honest with you. So it's going to be vented out into the shower bit here now. So I'm just going to silicone that up, make sure that's sealed. Just in case any moisture gets in it and that, it just seals it up a bit better, doesn't it? And then that should give us like a nice warm wet room. It would have been better going that back wall around there, but I didn't do it, so tough shit, isn't it really? But now that's where we're up to with that one. And then let's look at this waste. So I've measured that waste pipe on the sink because it's quite a tight clearance on that. If you look, you can see it there. It's quite close to all that, where the waste pipe is. So I'll get some waste pipe for that and then punch that through the bottom of the van and then punch that one through. Now I believe on these it's this one we knocked through on, because that one's right next to the edge of the body, which there's a member there. But ignore my luck, I'll drill through that and there'll be fucking something else stuck under it. That's the option we've got anyway, so we'll drill that through, get a waste on that. I'll have to have a look at shower waste and stuff, how I'm going to do that with it. I think I might get a long neck one and then we screw that from the bottom. We should be alright. Not too sure about what to do with traps yet, you know, we smell traps. It's different sizes what they do in that, but like, it's just plumbing's a minefield. I fucking hate plumbing. I hate it with a passion. The waste side's not too bad because you just dump it straight out, and then when I get the tank I can run the pipes then to the tank and then put it in the tank, which it should be easy enough, as it says. And then got to screw the bog in, stick this door on, get that all butted up. We can start peeling this shit off and siliconing all the edges first. And I have to silicone this bit before I put the Tambour in, because where the Tambour rail sits on along that bottom there, I'll not be able to get access to the silicone, so I'd rather just silicone that first, so we'll get all that done. It's going there, isn't it, really? Get in here. I can actually move it, man, look. I can move. Tell you what, it makes a massive difference, that bed thing being split, you know, rather than having a fixed piece. Because you've got options. I know when this lifts up it'll be up against here, but just more room in it. Well, that's the ducting bit now for here. What I've done, just trimmed it there, so that's where the T-piece will come in, and then that'll go onto that panel there. I'm not going to drill it yet till I find out how big that T-piece is. And then through the back, that is just clipped up going through there, so it gives me a bit of room outside. Cables are tied up and that, and that vent pops out through the back of that unit and that goes into a shower. That's siliconed in now. Got a bit of heating room. Hopefully the doors won't get shower head and just soak it straight through it. I've also fitted this, and basically it's just, your cassette goes in there for the toilet and that, but I'll tell you what, they give you this T-trim stuff, and it's got, well, C-trim, not T-trim, and it's supposed to put like a seal round it. Can I get it to fit? Fucking no chance. So this stuff, right, see, it goes in like that, it's an angle, and you've got like a seal end on that, but when you curl it round in the door, you've got to cut a piece off there just to get that bend in it, because it's quite severe, that corner on that. But then when the door's in, you've only got that much for it to shut the fucking door, so the door don't shut. So I don't know what the script is with that, but it's shit anyway. So it's got T-trimming, and to be honest with you, there's not going to be any leaks in there anyway, it's a bog in it. So the cassette goes in and out, so as long as it's sealed around the shower bit, fair play. But I'm going to run a bead of seal along that front edge as well. And then what I'll do inside is where there's gaps on it, like gaps in toilet, big gaps there, you know, gaps around side bits and that back arse end there. I'm going to use a Sikaflex on that for fillet because it's got more flexibility in that. With sealant sometimes it starts peeling away, whereas the Sikaflex is quite solid. Well, I say it's solid, it's not solid, it's enough giving it, but it's enough to fill that void in and not bloody break away as such. So that'll give me a bit of structure, and then I'll seal it over top of that. And we're not far off now, lad. We're nearly there. I don't know if I've covered this before, but I fitted that fresh water and wastewater outlet now. I've just turned that one round out of way so I don't get clipped off of anything, but the profile of it's not bad. Just above, over a bit. And then at the back, that's just fresh water tank drain. Wait, let's get this first coat of sealant on here with a bit of EVT. Absolutely lashing down again out there. Bit state of it. I filled all the big holes in on the shower bit, all around the toilet and stuff like that. But it's turned out alright, I'd say. I filled in them lamello clips at the top here and all. I'll just use a normal silicone now over top of that, and that's set, and just should give it double strength, and I'll put like quite a thick bead on it. Pretty much done then, the shower bit. Oh no, it's not. Tambour door, so I'm going to put a Tambour door in, right. I'm not too sure how people have finished these edges off here, you know, the silver trim, because I think what I'm going to do is put a bead of silicone down this edging. Water gets in that, it'll just run straight through to the middle, it'll track across, and obviously the screws need covering as well. It's a shame you don't have a capping for that, you know, if I go over it. Oh, it's raining again. See, I need to get outside and drill them drain tanks, you know, for the I need to do the shower, the waste one, and I need to do the waste one for the sink as well, and I need to spray the wheel carrier up. I need to add off, so that's why I've not done back doors yet. So I can't do my, well, I was going to carpet them today, but it's raining, so I can't do that one. I can't do one of them because I need the wheel carrier off, because I need to spray that, and I can't spray that because it's raining, and you can't get in my garage because it's a dump, and I've got that much crap in it, right? It's like crypto factory when you get in it, just to find something. So that's another job on my list for it to sort out. I tell you what, building this van, right, is just all my other little job what I need to do, all stacking up now, and it's like, ugh. I want to test as well shore power with the Truma. That's one thing I've not done yet. That see the Truma actually runs on shore power. If it stops pissing down, I might get the power cable out and try that. Tambour door time. Oh, that silicone's set now. One thing I never took into account was where I put the shower head, because my Tambour door slides round up to here. Possibly another bollock drop there, Jones. Could be alright. So what I'll do is I'll trim that base rail down. This is the one with the notch in it, so the low profile one with the notch in. That's the bottom one, that, because it just less friction, so it runs on it a lot better. And we'll get that measured up into that gap there. We'll get that bonded in. That's done then. That's out of the way, and we'll let that go off overnight. And then tomorrow I think we'll piss about with the door then. We'll think the door's 2 meters long, where the opening here is 1.6 something. So we'll trim that, we'll get that knocked out. See where that lines, and then I'll put a top track on, and I'll probably bond that top track. I'll have to see what I'm doing yet, because I can't screw it because they don't run well on the tracks if you screw. So we'll look at that. So let's get his bottom one bonded in, and then we'll see how we go with that. Oh, on another note as well, went up to Bob at Caravan Upholsteries just to get some quotes really for the seats done and that, get them covered. I need the seat cushions. That he's got a template for that one, I think, so he took some measurements today and that. He's got to get back to me with the price. So I think what we'll do, because this build's kicked my ass with cost of stuff, it's just ridiculous now. I'll get the travelling seat done first, which is that one. That's a cushion in the back and everything and that. I'm going to try and match it in this, so I'll get a stitch in this design. If you see if I can anyway. Not too sure how much that's going to cost yet, so I'll find out about that. Front seats, ideally I could do again and then done at the same time, but to be honest with you, cost wise it's just not an option really. So I think what I'm going to do is get the mattress sorted, get the travel seat sorted, and then 2 outstanding things left, which is the fridge, which is 8,500 quid, so that's on a back burner at the minute, so it'll be like we warm beers for camping trips, and waste tank, and then we're pretty much on a roll then with it. But I think we'll just get the main functions sorted now and get the van usable. They're things I can just save up on, plead with the missus, can I have a fridge please? We'll see how we go anyway. Ready to get it showered up. So track's cut down now, and just put some Sikaflex on it now. I've left this corner with no shite on it, right? The simple fact is when it's in here, if you get any water down the back here, it just allows it for it to run out. It's a bit better in theory anyway. So that should just like drain out a bit. I'm also going to knock a couple of holes on the track as well. I could just let that go off overnight then. So that'll just let a bit of water drain out that bit the top track on. I might be lucky, I might be able to fix it, glue that to the roof. It's only a low roof on mine. So I've seen a few people get like 2020 PVC, you know, strip and then bond it to that, screw that in, then bond it to that. The only thing I'm going to struggle with is the magnetic one on the inside. Might be a case of get the door installed, put the magnetic trim up to it and glue the back of that, and then just leave the door shut. I think while I wait for that sealant dry in that shower, I'm going to test the inverter now. It's turned on, 15 watts. loads. AC load. All 240 stuff's churned off now, so I'm just going to go around now, check these plugs, put a temper on here now because this is where the kitchen sink one's going, and I've got that one down there as well. But I also want to test the electrical side of the Truma boiler as well, to see if that runs on shore power. Flick some switches. This bad boy in here, temper location, got the kitchen off, on, straight away got power. Bullshack. All green, so that's that one working. See what this comes up with. Yeah, let's power on that one. Plug it. There we are, happy days. 2 up, 2 tones. So that's the 240 side of it I'm happy with. Now I want to plug in the shore power and we'll try that. So in John's little camping bag I've got one of these normal plug socket to a big blue one. You can go to Amazon, this is a kit like. And then you've got your main hookup, you know, for your VAT. That's plugged inside there, plugged in wall, and then we'll flick our drips on. That on. Oh, now it's gone pop, yeah. Yay! So we've got 51 watts going from shore power, which is then just charging all the shite up inside it. And then we've got the AC loads at the top there, which is like 6 watts, which now ain't that really. On that inverter, right, there's a mode, one of the AC outputs, only runs off shore power, which should run the Truma. So if I unlock the screen here, go to what water is switched off. So if I turn it on, pick my engine source, and then we've got 2 sorts. So if I do the diesel off, do 900 watts, let's see what that comes out at. So it's actually working then. It's heating just on electric on its own. See, AC lows now, so that heater's just kicked in. And that's going straight from shore power, that. That's a lot of juice coming through. Mint. So that side of it works as well. I was a bit unsure sure whether the AC lines, the way I'd done the AC on it, and that whether it was going to work that way, but it has. And like you say, you can see figures there, charging the battery up and doing the heating. So that means you can do hot water and I think the heating as well. Heating's on electric, so basically you wouldn't even use any diesel really. Thank God that system works a lot better than I thought it would. Better than the fucking plumbing side of it, Jesus. Right, so the day after, bottom track's in there, that's solid. And the plan was to glue the top track in, which just cut down and measured. But the problem we've got is, if I glue that in now, there's no way I can get the door in. Because where that runs up to with the end there, then obviously I've got the toilet then. There's my next piece which won't let me slide the door in. And then you've got the wheel arch bit, which won't let you door in. So I'm gonna have to cut the door in place, put the top runner on the door, glue this top, well, seal this, not seal it, glue it, this top section on with the door in place, and then get a prop then, just hold it up with. Should work, because there's no way you're getting that door in there. No, it's straightforward as usual. To fit a Tambour door, so it's dead easy. Got to turn into a mish. Right, so we'll get his door on there. We'll get his door cut anyway. Right, so these come in a 2 metre section. I'm going to measure this off now, 167.7. Got a steel blade on here, like slitting disc, but I've got metal down here, so I'm hoping I can get it all in the one. Just make sure it's all square. We'll get it trimmed off. Well, I've just got stuck in shower. So the way I'm doing this, so that my ass about tip where it is, I've got the door in now, right, and the shower head is about here. So then obviously I couldn't get the door back. Luckily I had a bloody screwdriver in my back pocket and I could take that off because I couldn't get the pissing door back out. So that is going to have to move over here, so I have to seal them bloody holes on that side. And I also need to take out, so that's the maximum place it can go to. So it looks like I need to take 2 slats. So we'll take 2 slats out the door because that's where it'll sit. And we'll get that top tracking. I think what I'm going to have to do with that is seal the top bit first and then put the track on it on the shower bit, because it's dead hard, because you have to get all that PI sensor as well, which is fucking fat on there. Just fuck all straightforward, is there? Nothing, just like put it in, bolt on, jobs are good. And yeah, they say you build a camper van, you get all these bits here and it's all pre-cut to it. Fuck all pre-cut. Everything's fucking needs a trim here, a touch there, a snodge here, because every van's different, so it must be a nightmare for companies like that that do it. I think my biggest battle's bloody not listening to fucking instructions really. So test fit, we managed to squeeze it in. Tell you what, that was hard work getting that in. Not glued it in yet, it's just a dry fit this at a minute. But as you can see, we take them 2 slats out there, just takes the door back, so that's the handle bit. So that is absolutely perfect. And then when you slide it round, it's quite tight. So I think I might have to trim. See, the roof tapers up, so I might have to trim a bit of this rail off inside here. Probably about up to here, roughly. Just fits so it's not as tight. I don't want it loose as in like so it slides along, because I think with Tambour doors, you know what I mean, you get a bit of rattle, so you want some of that tension in it. Not enough where it's a faff getting it in and out and dragging it open and that. but just enough drag on it. Put a bead of Sikaflex down the back on the top bit all the way along here, and then push it into place so Sikaflex should hold it, and then I'll just clamp that in and make sure it's not going anywhere. Well, she's in. That was a faff, I'm not gonna lie. So what I've done, I've silicone that, I've Sikaflex that seal at the back edge of it there, and that's just propped up now. So hopefully that should go off on there. Just made sure that corner's just stuck in as well, because that usually kicks out a bit, that. So just put your clamps on here just to aid it a bit. We'll let this go off, that's where our hand will be. Bit of privacy in it. You having a crunch? Hopefully it's not stuck my door. So just nip B&Q now, I've got a flow master, free flowing base and waste. This is a bit for the shower bit this. Not too sure if that's going to drain very well because there's not many holes in it. To be honest, it was a limited option with it. And the reason why I went for like a non-slotted one is it's solid inside, straight through. So it's not going to run down this. Sometimes I have a slot over here which shite with the water comes out like an overflow, but I don't want that because that's going to go through the floor. And I'm hoping it's going to be long enough. Nip on that, and then what I've got here is an extension piece, so when that comes out the back of the van there I can just extend it then and then run my waste from that for the shower side of it. Anyway, I've got tons of all sorts, but I've got no that size. Have a nip to Handymans, see if he's getting it. Oh. Add another one to the collection. See, this is what women don't understand about tools. You have to have a tool for certain jobs. You've got to spend the money. Sorry. Good old trusty Makita toolbox. Look at that. Get bob on. We're not going Handymans then. Right, so that's our venting now. Got to go outside and see how much that's dropped. Ended up buying a new hole saw. That one, bet as much use as a chocolate fire guard. So we've got another one to collection there. Again. Right, so we'll go outside now. We'll just check where that's running to.
Hello.
Right, so that's that bit now. There's loads of meat on that. Definitely couldn't have put it here because that's where it'd have been. On that one, it'd have been straight on top of that member. So I think the plan is for that, pop that out, get some sealer on it, treat that bottom bit, fill the hole with sealants all around it just in case we do get a leakage or something, and get some plumber's mate on it. So that's that, a balking of bloody silicone all around it and all down inside it. We've got to be using this stuff for plumber's mate. Basically just going to put this around the back edge of that. Absolutely bob on stuff. It never goes off, and you know you can allow flexible movement in it. So I'm going to close that down then, it'll be nice and tight. So that's sealed there now. What I've got, a rubber washer at the back here, just to make sure that that's completely sealed off around it. And then when I'm ready to do the waste, then I can run that nut back off, and then I can build my waste then. Go into the back, and it'll just run down this bit here now to the next tank. There we have it, one sealed shower waste outlet.